A random dude finds himself with a funny morning routine and accidentally a brand makes millions out of it. Do you see the pattern here? What's more interesting is that influencer market economy is just so real and so sensational that anything with attention and drama can substantially change the market. This brand right here, Saratoga Spring Water, saw a sizzling 16% rise in its stock price. So this guy right here is Ashton Hall, and he is some sort of famous influencer who lives in Miami, and he does these kind of crazy, outlandish day-in-the-life videos. And everybody's kind of hating on the guy, but right now, Ashton is going mega viral on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. But in his videos, he has this weird morning routine where he takes Saratoga water, puts it in a bowl, and then dunks his face in it. And because that's in his video, Saratoga water is literally selling out on Amazon. Just take a look at this trend data from Saratoga water. And he just gave Saratoga water the kind of marketing that brands dream about and pay tens of millions of dollars for. This is a once-in-a-lifetime, meme-fueled $0 ad campaign literally being handed to them. Selena Gomez promoting Coach handbags to her 421 million Instagram followers. Kim Kardashian has pushed everything from perfume to vitamins and even luxury brand Fendi. Little sister Kylie Jenner is in on the action too, seen here hawking a makeup palette on YouTube. And now even your next door neighbor could be cashing in on the big business of being an influencer. But we want to connect and explain how influencers hold the power to actually upscale any brand in the world, and what really was so incredible about this dude's morning routine, or at least the tactics that made it go viral. Because there's also a dark side of online influencing. Take the large number of fake accounts that some influencers have following them. A recent report reveals companies paid out $744 million to Instagram influencers last year alone, but $102 million of that money meant to reach legitimate followers was actually spent on fake accounts. Honestly, the market loves real people's reaction, and that is how they are the biggest drivers for traffic and sales. But there's a great market strategy that we must analyze and learn from, something that people underestimate in this social media-driven economy. So the guy Ashton Hall, he wakes up early, before 4 AM, at 3:54 AM he brushes his teeth, at 4:01 AM he walks up to the balcony with a bottle of Saratoga water, there he does quick push-ups, at 4:42 AM Hall can be seen noting down something on his journal. 3 minutes later, Hall sips the water again. At 5:49 AM, Hall takes a bunch of ice cubes, dunks them in a bowl of water, his face goes in it next. At 6 AM, Hall is all geared up to go downstairs, then he sprints on a treadmill. It is 7:40 AM on Hall's clock. Hall takes a giant leap to the swimming pool. Hall is back in his room. It's time for a quick shower. The time is 8:35. It's been over 4.5 hours since Hall started his morning routine. He's not done yet. At 8:43 AM, Hall eats a banana. 2 minutes later, he rubs his face with the banana peel. At 9:09 AM, Hall is all suited up. A bowl of ice cube water is brought to his computer desk. He dunks his face in it yet again. He starts recording his content on the mic. Eggs and bacon for breakfast. They're served to him on his desk. Saratoga bottle makes an appearance again. Phew. One particular video of Hall's schedule has amassed 98.4 million views on TikTok and 674.5 million views on X, spawning countless reactions and copycats, as well as shoutouts from Mr. Beast and Sweetgreen. And there's one brand that's clearly the winner amidst all this publicity, Saratoga Spring Water. Viewers were quick to notice that Hall's routine, which also includes rubbing a banana peel on his face, doing dead sprints on a treadmill, and eating breakfast seemingly prepared by an in-home chef, featured a disproportionate amount of product placement shots for Saratoga branded water. In his most viral TikTok alone, the eye-catchingly blue bottle appears in around 25 different shots. Apparently, as a result of this discourse, Saratoga Water's parent company, Primo Brands, saw its stock rise by as much as 16% in pre-market trading this morning, according to MarketWatch. And according to Google Trends data, search queries for the brand have spiked more than 1,000%. For such a long time, social media has truly been the Wild West, and it lacks consistency in a lot of ways. So the best thing a brand can do is really understand the space, start meeting with creators, And we do believe that at some point creators are going to be valued as the highest media that you can buy in the world. So all of it relates to power of creator economy. You keep posting videos and the magic can creep in, and if you keep it strategic and nimble, you can hit the pot. And today, creator economy is expected to be worth $528 billion by 2030. And at the root of that economic boom is their relationship with the advertisers. So, everyone's releasing stuff all the time. We're now recognizing them as sort of key pawns on the chessboard of marketing. So, how do we get from this to this? Do you remember this Coca-Cola commercial? In 1994, it was considered groundbreaking, using an ad to flip gender roles on their head. Ads had already been around for a long time, but initially were informative and dry. Then they started to become more entertaining, and by the 1980s and 90s they hit their stride, using jingles, catchphrases, and story arcs that permeated pop culture. Until recently, ads exclusively appeared across traditional media channels, radio, TV, print, and billboards, which meant if you wanted to get your product in front of a lot of eyeballs, you had to go through mass media companies to do so. The idea, somehow, that information comes from top down is done. While it may seem like the creator economy sprung up overnight, it's actually a story 2 decades in the making. At the turn of the century, internet connections began to speed up, enabling platforms like YouTube and Twitter to pop up. These platforms made sharing content with a mass audience accessible to anyone with the internet, and some of those users found stardom. And it wasn't long before advertisers wanted to tap into their influence. Still, the bar for becoming a creator was high, often requiring expensive camera and editing equipment. That is, until TikTok further leveled the playing field, building basic editing capabilities directly into the app. The platform popularized short-form vertical video, most of which was shot on mobile. Competitors like Instagram and YouTube built out similar products too. Everybody's a creator on TikTok, right? In the US, the economic impact that TikTok is having is roughly $24 billion into the US economy and 225,000 jobs. Today, there are an estimated 50 million people working as creators worldwide, according to Goldman Sachs, and the firm expects this number to grow another 10 to 20% in the next 5 years. And obviously, everyone can be an influencer, but a lot of people don't understand the work behind it. It's not just snapping pictures of your food, it's all about your aesthetic and your niche and what you really want to portray on social media. Just look at this dude, Mr. Beast. He started some silly YouTube challenges and somehow transformed into this business juggernaut where even his chocolate bars sell out like concert tickets. There's something brilliant about how he's turned philanthropy into a sustainable model, where helping people actually fuels more growth. And these dudes, the Paul brothers, they are like modern-day P.T. Barnums of the internet age. Love them or hate them, they've mastered turning every raised eyebrow into revenue, whether it's selling hydration drinks that rival sports giants or staging boxing matches that the whole world tunes in to watch. And KSI? He's the ultimate example of not putting all your eggs in one basket. One minute he's yelling at FIFA games, the next he's selling out Wembley and building beverage empires. What's really interesting is how they've all approached this differently yet successfully. Mr. Beast built this wholesome, scalable machine. The Pauls leaned hard into controversy, knowing any reaction is good for business. KSI kept diversifying, so he's never dependent on one thing. And all of it was possible because of their micro-influencing strategy. It's like if you have a specific following with a very specific taste. You see these micro-influencers receive more engagement because they come off as more relatable. Sometimes when you have a massive following, though there's nothing wrong with that, the followers can feel like they can't really be in touch with you. When you have a smaller following, more of a niche type of market, people feel like they can relate to you, that you'll reach out to them, and that you can be more of a connected type of community. If you know you want to be an influencer and you're just starting out, it's always better to focus on something. That way people really know when they start following you what you stand for, what your beliefs are, what you like, and what you don't like. If you're all over the place, it becomes very hard to follow. However, you do want to be authentic to yourself. If I'm promoting a product, let's say a high chair, and someone reaches out to me like, hey, do you really use that high chair? I'll give them an honest review of what I like, and what I don't like about it. So another reason why brands are turning to influencers and content creators is trust. Trust is the third most important factor. Price, quality and trust. You feel like you could talk to them. It's more of like your friend or family type of following. It's someone with just a smaller, more intimate type of following. And these tactics also show the incredible side of memes-driven markets, where brands they needed millions of dollars to build proper portfolios, and now a single viral video can achieve the same impact in 24 hours. Brands are realizing that they don't have to pay influencers $10,000 to do one post. They can do a campaign with 50 influencers for the same price, and now have enough content for their feed for the next few months and to be able to reach even more people. And when you're working with these micro-influencers, they have this authentic connection to their followers, and there's so much more trust there. And of course, Ashton's accidental billion-dollar impact shows that we're living in a new economic world, where a funny raw video results in the stunning branding of your product, and the most powerful players might not be the Wall Street institutions, but these young sensational dudes who understand how to game the attention economy.